This time on 15 Minutes You'll Never Get Back.
Let me tell you about my underpants' dilemma.
Who's up for karaoke?
And what's a catterbox?
I'm Dale.
And I'm Charlie. All that and more this time on 15 Minutes You'll Never Get Back.
Barry's Best Mix 107.5 Kool FM. And Len, Steal My Sunshine. Dale and Charlie here. Finally, we're getting this pigsty of a place cleaned up.
With the 1975 vacuum cleaner.
Hey, that's a quality Hoover product. It's a filter queen. the floor model.
Do you remember those old vacuums? They always had the weird smell. Right? Every time your mom vacuumed it.
Yeah.
It was so loud.
I know.
And there you are, you're trying to watch the Flintstones.
And the dog is losing his mind barking at it.
Oh, good times. That's what's happening right now at the Kool Studios.
Yeah.
So kids go back to school on Monday. That's something.
There you go. There you go.
I have to tell you, I'm excited and terrified at the same time.
As I'm sure many parents are.
Because it's just so unpredictable where, before Christmas, they shut down a class here and there, but we knew it was COVID. Now we don't know. So, I believe what's going to happen is, if your kid's not feeling well, the kid just stays home and you're just like, oh, not sure. And then the kid has to stay home. Mm-hmm. So I think stuffy nose, runny nose, and sore throat was added back to the symptoms. So I don't think we'll actually know.
If this had been around when I was in elementary school, I would probably have never graduated. Because every day I would have been like, uh-oh, Mom, uh-oh.
Yeah.
And then as soon as the mom and dad walked out the door to go work, on went the TV. All right, Price is Right.
Followed by the Flintstones. Yeah, do you remember you used to put the thermometer on the light? We just do it all.
Oh, geez, I didn't know that one.
What?
Oh, God, sorry. Apparently I'm a rank amateur.
Yeah, you are.
You're a pro.
It was just such a treat. Yeah, to stay home, you're right, and watch The Price is Right, and then the Flintstones.
Yeah.
Wow, so good.
So good.
So good.
Barry's Best Mix 107.5 Kool FM.
Stop tapping or I'll kill you.
What? How could you not? Come on, man. I mean, if you grew up in the era that I did...
It doesn't matter.
Everybody drums.
It doesn't matter. Everybody drums in my life. My boss drums, you drum, my husband drums. It's aggravating. Constantly.
Because we all grew up with those great 80s drum songs, man.
I feel like you're compensating for something.
No.
I do.
Nope.
All of you.
I don't know why. It's just the natural thing.
Stop drumming.
Oh, if only there was something we could do.
Hi, it's Sheila Easy. Is your man constantly drumming on things, using his Peter Pointers as drumsticks? Does it drive you crazy? The constant drumming on tables, the steering wheel, your head. There's got to be a solution, Biff.
Thanks, Sheila. Hey, it's Biff Barf, and there certainly is a better way. Your guy will love the all-new 80s Just the Drums. Every great over-the-top drum riff from the me decade. Oh, yeah, they're all here for you. One awesome beat after another. 80s Just the Drums from Cobb Music. Just the Drums. No singing required. Well, sometimes you just gotta.
I gave myself a project over the weekend, which was cleaning out the children's closet, which was painful. And as a parent, you need to kind of purge their closets as they grow, right? Because they grow and their stuff doesn't fit them and whatever.
Right.
So anyway, I'm going through the underpantses.
Through the underpantses.
And I realize that I am a terrible mother. There are underpantses in there that clearly don't fit, the majority of them, and have holes. And it's funny because they're little boys, they don't really say anything.
No.
They just kind of deal with it, I guess.
But you know what? Even older boys don't. I
don't say anything.
I finally threw a pair of my underpantses out the other night when the band decided he wanted a divorce from the rest of the
Fair enough. So I feel like, I guess you start young, not complaining about your underpants.
Right.
But here's what I came to realize.
Yes.
So I needed to go and order them a few pairs. And in this case, I am not going to the big box stores right now.
No.
So the option was I had to order underpants for my children because they have none. So I'm going through searching underpants, things like that. And, for boys, for men, underwear is functional, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's right.
But for women, there's so much more.
I know.
To undies than them just being the first thing you put on and the last thing you take off, in theory, at night. Mm-hmm. We have the practical underpantses. We've got
the granny panties. I get it.
We've got the lingerie for when we feel good. Mm-hmm. We've got the active wear to stop the under boob sweat when we exercise. Like, there's so much more.
I know. So thank God you were just buying it for the kids. It's a lot easier, right?
Well, see, and that's the thing. I did try a few weeks ago, again, for this reason, to buy a few pairs for myself online. And what I ordered and what showed up were two different things. Needless to say, my husband was quite happy.
Oh, really?
I, however, was not. I got to stop watching the news.
Why?
It's freaking me out.
Yeah.
Now there's this whole thing with Russia and Ukraine.
Yep.
And here's the thing: I don't quite understand why there could be a potential war coming. I know there's tension, and I know there, but I don't know the history really.
Without upsetting the youngsters, let me see if I can kind of break down what's going on over in Europe.
Yeah, help me understand this.
So, let's think of Europe like a neighborhood. Now, this neighborhood once featured a couple of really big farms. A while back, those farms were divided up, after some arguments, mind you, to form all the pieces of property that make up this neighborhood, which we call Europe. A little while ago, though, the grandson of one of the farm owners felt he wanted some of his family's old land back. Problem was, his neighbor had already built a little hut on the property and had some of their family living there. Didn't matter. A few years ago, the bully of a farm owner simply went over and moved the fence over and took back some of that property. So the other neighbors were appalled at his behavior and told him so. But he didn't care. He went for a ride, shirtless, on horseback. Now, it seems that same bully wants all of his next-door neighbor's land back. And that isn't sitting well with the other neighbors who are worried that eventually that bully is coming for their backyard. So they said if he continues to threaten his one neighbor, he won't be able to borrow the lawnmower or snowblower anymore, or be invited to neighborhood barbecues, or even let their dogs play together. And now, the big brother, who lives on the other street, has come over to back them up. He's the only one who's big enough to stand up to this neighborhood bully. And he's saying that if the bully tries to take any more of his neighbor's backyard, he's going to challenge him to a fight out behind the portable. And none of us want that.
Oh, my God. Okay, I understand now what's happening. But what I don't understand is why this has to happen. What?
Because Vladimir Putin is an old-school Soviet leader who used to be part of the KGB.
Yeah, no.
And he wants the USSR, the Soviet Union, put back together again.
Why? Just 'cause? I don't know. I just think, dude, man, just can you not be happy with what you have?
I tell you that all the time, but you don't listen to me either.
Okay, see, now I understand Putin.
Fewer than 1/3 of adults can do this without looking like an idiot.
I can sing karaoke.
What's your karaoke go-to song?
I don't have one.
Come on, everybody's got one.
No.
You don't have one? Okay.
No.
Well, that's kind of
Mine
sad.
is Oreo Speedwagon.
Oreo Speedwagon? Which one? Can't Fight This Feeling?
I can't fight this feeling anymore.
Oh, wow. It's like having Kevin Cronin right here in the studio with us.
I've forgotten what we've started fighting for.
Oh.
Shut up.
Good morning, it's Dale and Shirley. Eating expired food once again.
I don't know what to tell you, man. We don't waste food.
She comes in and says, "You want a cookie?" I go, "Sure. Where'd you get the cookies?" And my mom brought them over. They might be slightly expired. I go, "Okay, you come buy it honestly."
See, what happens is my mom buys them.
Mom doesn't like to waste food?
No, she buys them for the kids, weeks in advance in anticipation of a visit, which genuinely doesn't happen often.
And then she brings it up. And she's like, well, you never came over, so I brought you all the stuff in my pantry. And it's from weeks ago. So now she's feeding me and her grandchildren expired cookies. The problem is they're not peanut-free because my mom doesn't understand that whole thing.
Right.
So I then have to feed them to you because we can't waste food. Just can't. I grew up my whole life.
She goes. You see? They're pretty good, but you can tell they're just getting past that point. They're starting to get that crumble. Which I replied, that's okay. My wife says the same about me. I'm pretty good, but I'm just starting to get past that crumble.
Oh, man, I tell you, I grew up on pasta fagioli. 5 days in a row because we can't waste it. And my mom made too much. And the beans were not quite cooked. They had a crumble, too. Come on. Oh, man, you know what I'm talking about, man. If you grow up on pasta fagioli, you know that just never goes away.
Despacito.
Barry's Best Mix, 107.5, Kool FM, and the song that we like to play while we're knocking back a couple of Dos Equis here in the morning. Despacito.
We checked the definition, so we asked Surrey, we asked the teachers, we asked everyone, and we came to the conclusion that despacito means...
Slowly.
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 You need a definition.
Unhurriedly.
Unhurried.
Unhurried.
Let's go slowly because the rocks are slippery. That's what the definition is.
Mm-hmm.
An example.
7:23. Good morning. It's Dale and Charlie. Just astounding you with useless facts that you can impress your coworkers with later on today.
I know. You can go tell everybody at school. They'll be like, wow.
Hey, Bert, you know what I found out this morning? I found out what despacito means. That Charlie chick told me it means slowly. So I guess your car's going despacito. Whatever.
So there are creams for everything.
Yes, there are. Ointments, if you will.
And a TikTok user decided to...
Anytime you start off a story with a TikTok user, it's like, 5-6 years ago, it used to be. So in Florida last week, that used to be the red flag.
TikTok is the new Florida.
TikTok is the new Florida.
So a TikTok user saw a movie.
Yep.
I don't know which movie. Where a girl put a cream on her lips to plump them up. But this cream is a cream that a male would use to right himself.
So instead of a little blue pill, you use a little blue ointment, shall we say?
Yes. So, buddy on TikTok puts the cream on his lips to plump them up.
So it was a guy who was putting this
on his
plumper lips.
On his lips. Now, this topical cream, according to the proper instructions, is to be left on for 5 minutes to let it set, if you will. So Buddy, after about 3 minutes, has to wipe it off because he feels a burning sensation.
Yep.
His lips do plump.
Sure they do.
However, doctors warn that this is utterly ridiculous and extremely dangerous.
Disclaimer. This procedure could lead to adverse reactions, including soreness, swelling, and blisters, as well as blood pressure fluctuations and possible heart problems.
Not to mention, there are other ways to achieve a stiff upper lip. So I think anybody who has a cat can appreciate this. Temptations is a company that makes food for cats and snacks.
The jumping cat that can jump up and go through walls and all that.
So thanks to them, introducing the Catterbox. So Temptations has released a new cat collar that translates what your cat's meows mean in English. So tons of meows were analyzed to determine the translation of the actual cat language. Here's the thing. The Catterbox is just a prototype. Mm-hmm. But we...
Here at Kool FM, the Kool FM Science Department.
We managed to crack the code.
All right. Now, here's the way it works, because we've got some cat lovers around here.
Right.
So we had them test drive it. Just take it home and talk to their cats.
Right.
Now, here's the way it works. You'll hear them ask the question. They're talking with their cats.
Right.
You hear the cats respond, but then you get to hear the Kool Catterbox. And you can tell when it's translated what the cat said, because you'll know the sound, and then you'll hear what the cat is actually saying.
Wake up.
I said, leave me alone.
Do you want to sleep in?
It's not like I'm going to get up and go to work.
Buddy.
What?
What are you doing in there?
Where?
Why are you in the sink?
Because whatever you're feeding me, my farts smell like fish. The cool Catterbox.
Coming to the Kool Studios in July. You can pick one up with your Shy Radio. Hey, thanks so much for tuning in.
If you enjoyed that 15 minutes you'll never get back, follow and subscribe. More on Dale and Charlie at 1075koolfm.com.
Download your favorite episodes there or at Spotify. Leave a review so our egos can get inflated.
Waste your time next week.